Yeah, I've been putzing with my servo motor program. I can see the data coming out of the Max 232 adapter, but it doesn't seem to be making the servo motor turn.
Are you trying? I missed the beginning of this, but are you trying to use the pulses out of the serial port to drive the stepper motor directly?
Yeah, it's commands. It's
Oh,
like
it is
it's
actual commands coming out. Okay,
yeah, it's a string of serial data, six
got it.
six bytes. Yeah. And I mean, I can see that coming out of the Max 232 right on the end of the little jumper wires. I got those
Mm-hmm.
DuPont wires.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it worked before, so I'm not sure why it's not working now. But I haven't played with it for about a year, so I
Yeah.
got a good 6-volt power supply to drive the servo motor.
So it sounds like the controller on the servo motor might not be responding.
Well, yeah, but when I connect the controller to the USB to my PC, I can control the servo motor that way.
Check the power
Uh,
supply.
yeah, also look at the voltage levels because the voltage levels coming out of a Max 232 are different than probably potentially the voltage levels coming out of your
Right.
USB to serial adapter.
No, but that's what I'm saying is this setup worked a year ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The only thing that's changed is I pulled it off the shelf and plugged it back in.
Well, that was your first mistake.
Yeah. So the thing is, I want to do a little demo video, showing
Yeah,
how to
yeah.
use the Pololu controller and with the Max 232 and the servo motors. But yeah, just about makes you nuts when this stuff just it's like nothing's changed. The whole connection, the only difference in the connection was plugging it into the RS-232 cable,
Yeah,
you know, but and putting the
yeah,
power on it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And you check to make sure all the magic smoke's still in there, right?
All the what?
The magic smoke is still in the chips.
Oh yeah, it's all in the chip. This is only 6-volt system. So
Yeah, well,
yeah, the magic smoke I get is from my desk bench power supply. When I turn
yeah.
that on, when that's on, it smells like something's burning all the time.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah, it's a cheap power supply. I mean, it's done it since the day I bought it. It's had that smell. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe it'll die one day and then I'll get a 3 voltage supply.
Oh, oh, a triple output. That'd be nice. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, two that I can adjust between like 0 and 30 volts, and then a dedicated 5 volt. That would be handy. Dedicated 6 volt would be a little bit better.
Yeah.
Flip between 5 or 6 volts on the dedicated one. That would be really handy. I don't
Yeah.
think they make those though.
No. And yeah, it isn't yeah, because yeah, and is 6 volts too much for some of the TTL logic to take?
Yeah, but it's great for driving little
Right.
motors and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Just stick a couple diodes in series with
There
the
you go.
6 volts.
Say that again?
Just stick a couple diodes in series with the 6 volts. Drop it down to
Oh, the
something
five
TTL
volt.
can handle.
Right. Hmm.
And see, that
Is that actually Patrick, by the way, or did he just start the
he's
session?
he's he started the session, but he's driving around up northern Nevada somewhere
Okay.
around
That's,
Elko.
yeah, I knew he was gone at this weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. So anybody else doing anything great?
I'm testing prototype number 2 from Patrick. So
How's that going?
going pretty good. It's going pretty good. I'm waiting for some Max 232 chips because this one he sent the board without one, and I didn't have any on hand, so I'm waiting for those to arrive tomorrow.
So what is protocol number 2?
Well, it's the SIO board. It's prototype number 2 of the SIO board.
Prototype. I thought you
Prototype
said
number 2, yeah.
protocol.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
one's pretty close to final. I got a couple of things I think we need to change, but it's pretty close to final.
Nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
It's a nice little board. It's a nice little board.
Yeah.
We've got the 12 volt working. I'm running this one with a COM 2502. So we got the dual power supply with the 12 volts coming off off the 16 volt rail with I think he's got a couple of diodes and a resistor in there or something. That
Reminds me.
working.
Yeah, it reminds me. I got to contact Mike and get one of those ASR boards that he has. The
the
cassette
cassette
interface
recorder.
thing. Yeah, cassette recorder. Not ASR,
A-
ACR.
ACR.
Yeah, ASR. So my mind's so stuck on the.
So they work
type.
great off the new board. You just literally make a 14-pin ribbon cable
Yeah.
and plug from one into the other, and you're off to the races. It works great.
I wonder, can you physically solder a connector onto his
Well,
onto
no,
Mike's board?
No.
You
No,
got
you put a ribbon cable.
Yeah,
standard.
no, I understand that, but what I'm wondering is if you solder a connector so you can just plug it in, and then you're just running the lines out anyways to connectors in the backs.
Okay, so on the ACR board,
Yeah,
it's already got the pin sticking straight up.
yeah,
So you just plug one end into that, and then on the serial board, here I've got one here.
Yeah.
On the serial board, it's got the standard IDC connector.
I got
So
you.
it's got the 10 pins, which work with the normal 10-pin connectors we've been using. And then it's got 14 pins, which you can hook directly to an RS-232 or to Mike's board.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, there's the ACR board. Let's see.
Yep. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And you see the little connector there.
Yeah,
So you basically run a ribbon cable from that
to there.
to this connector here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just works. It powers it and everything. There's a little jumper here to turn the power on and off.
That's this connector, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. The thought I had was putting them to sandwiching to the two boards together so they're in one slot, and then running the
No, because you want to put that on the back panel. So if you take your Altair
You got
case,
your audio in and out.
the audio in and out.
You could run extensions from that to the back panel. I've done it with something
right,
else.
Right, but that one matches the back panel.
Oh, it does match the back panel.
Right,
Okay,
so you
on his case. On his case, then.
Right.
Okay.
It
So you put
matches
those,
the Altair back panel.
the Altair
Yeah,
back panel.
that's.
So yeah, you
well,
just
Well, it matched Altair the 86, 88, the C one, though, right? 88.
the one
C?
that add water and stir cell.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Chris,
So you just literally, in fact, that supports the board.
Okay.
It also
Excellent. Okay.
that's the same spacing as on the original Altair too.
Right.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That sounds good.
Yeah, it works. It works great. So I've got the first prototype driving that, and then once I get a Max 232, this will be driving, a console on 0 and 1, and then we're going to be testing out because it's got all the stuff down here for vectored interrupts,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
but with jumpers instead of hardwired like the original.
Yeah.
And then it's also got something that'll possibly get on the 2SIO board eventually. So up here is an FTDI connector. So you can use the little FTDI serial adapters.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I know which ones you're talking about. Okay, cool.
Because we were thinking about this when people come into this, if this is their first S100 system and they've played with the smaller stuff like the RC 2014,
yeah,
the serial adapters they've got are FTDI, not USB to RS-232. So plug right in, and then when it's in your, on the bench, you can just use FTDI and USB into your computer.
Yeah.
So
I have an RC 2014 setup that I built.
It costs absolutely nothing to add that other than a few extra pins.
Yeah,
Nice.
the thing I hate about those little adapters is no two have the same pin out.
So we set the pin out based on what is supposed to be the 6-pin standard, based on an Adafruit
Yeah, but
Yeah,
see, that's the thing
FTDI
is
adapter.
that's
that's
probably the best way to go, though.
that's
Yeah.
Adafruit standard. But if you go on eBay, there's 10 other
Oh, well,
standards.
if you go on eBay, then you know.
Yeah. Well,
The
but the thing is,
Chinesium ones, you never know.
But I
eBay, you can get them for $2 versus $10 or whatever,
Right.
$20 at Adafruit.
Yeah.
But I think
By the way, loving these names. Add water, stir, add a fruit, you know.
yeah.
High Nibble. These are all great names. All these different companies.
So actually, there is a standard that is the one that we used that has been put
Okay.
out.
Okay.
Supposedly. So if it doesn't match that, then it's just not standard.
Yeah, that's the best way to go. You go with what standards published,
Right.
and you know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this one that I got off Amazon, it's only got
Yeah.
4 wires on it
Yeah.
instead of
And
6.
again, well, if the line they don't wire up, you just they're all
Yeah, you just do it like that.
Oh, I
DuPont
know,
wiring
but
anyway,
that's
so
it.
you
You
just
got to
change them.
change the wiring around.
Yeah, so it's
It's not that hard.
Same
Easy.
signals, you just at different pins.
Yeah, you know. So you
Yeah,
go with the
this-
standard, and if it doesn't match, you
Yeah,
jump.
but there is supposedly a standard. How?
Okay.
Yeah, the standard was developed by SparkFun originally, apparently.
Gotcha.
So if it's not matching that, it just means somebody did their own thing and ignored what everybody else is supposedly supposed to be doing. But then, you know,
Probably to get around a patent or something.
I don't think so. I don't think so. But anyway, yeah, it works great. I've been testing it with the FTDI.
Nice.
That's all I
And
got.
you're able to change the I/O ports so you could do them the
Oh,
way
yeah.
you want. So yeah, again,
Yeah, it's
that
got
was
got
one of the things.
I/O ports on switches.
Yeah.
So any 2-port block.
Yeah.
Then it's got switches over here. God, this isn't focusing very well. Which
That's
are
right.
for the parity and all that good stuff.
Okay.
Stop bits and everything. And then over here, that's the ports. That's the I/O ports. That's the
Yeah.
baud rate.
Yeah.
That's the stop bits and everything like that. And then this down here is for vectored interrupts.
Okay.
And yeah, Patrick's done it in an interesting way where you can you got 3 rows of pins, so you can do out, in, or both, just like the Altair card. But instead of jumpering it all with wires, you've now got pins you can put in to put jumpers on.
Oh, excellent.
So it's pretty clean. It's pretty clean. And then, as I said, there's a jumper up here for putting 5 volts on the serial connectors for powering things like this, the whatchamacallit, the cassette card.
Yeah, you got to
And
power.
then there's a jumper here for turning the 12 volt signal up to here on and off, depending on which UART you've got in there.
Okay.
Because some of the older UARTs require 12 volts as well as 5. The newer ones just require 5. So
yeah.
Functionally, it does everything an SIO-A would do, but without having to solder any wires across to make the thing work.
Yeah. That's cool.
And if you've ever looked at how you set the baud rate on a traditional Altair card, it's not fun.
No. I'm trying to. What I'm picturing is the what is it? The IO4 board. It's very popular serial board. Mike uses it. A bunch of stuff.
No, but for the Altair boards,
say music.
for
Those
the
you
Altair-
have those little. Go ahead.
Right. For the Altair boards, you have this whole row of jumpers, and then you have to look up in a table how to set them all with soldered in wires to set the baud rate.
Yeah, because they go to a dozen different places on the board.
Yeah,
I got you. Okay. No, I never messed around with one of those.
Yeah, what we have now is much cleaner.
Excellent.
And it will go down to 110 baud if you need the real slow stuff.
And I do actually once in a while with the teletype stuff I've been playing with.
So anyway, hopefully in the not too distant future, we'll get the board finalized. Like I said, it needs a couple more minor changes, I think, but It's pretty much there.
Cool. Yeah, I think I wrote him telling him I'm looking forward to it when he's ready to, put them up for sale. Grab
Yeah.
one.
Oh yeah.
There's your 2SIO.
Right, but if you look at the SIO, it's very different.
Yeah, I don't have no, but it still has all the jumper wires and stuff.
Oh, there's far more jumper wires on the SIO.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but see,
Yeah, I was relating it to the solid state music one where you have these little
Right.
dips that you're running jumpers across the the little
yeah,
the forked dip switches there.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
an actual SIO. It's a C, not an A,
Yeah.
but I have an actual one. And there's this whole row here of jumpers
Yeah, I
that
see
you
it.
use to set the baud rate.
And you're essentially soldering.
Yes. Right.
So they couldn't like you do use DuPont wires or anything to jump
Right. No,
between
no,
them.
no. You solder them here, and
Yeah.
then there's a bunch of connectors here, which are the I/O port address, which are soldered, and
Yeah.
then all your stop bits and data bits are another set here, which are soldered.
Again, was that one of their earliest boards that they
Yeah.
made?
Yeah, it was the original
Yeah, so-
serial board.
Yeah, so
But like I said, this one is this. Yeah, there you go.
yeah,
That
so
one is that one a B or a A? That's an A, I think.
Let's see.
I don't see any designation on it.
Right. This, or is it? Hang on. It's right. It's hard to see. That looks. Yeah, that's different than mine. Mine's a C. That one looks a little bit like the early version of the A. But anyway.
I think it says SIOB.
Oh, the B. So the B is another TTL board. So there's two. The B and the
Yeah.
C are both TTL, with the B being closer to real TTL and the C being a modified TTL specifically for teletypes. So yeah, there's three versions of the board, and well, three variants and two versions. So there's a lot of The advantage of that board over the 2SIO is it doesn't require any initialization.
I got you. Okay, so you don't have to
So
send any of the initialization string to use the
Yeah, you
serial.
don't have to send any strings to it. It just works.
Okay, cool.
But
That's
anyway,
exciting. Yeah, oh, that's good. That's good stuff.
yeah, I think the majority of people that buy them will be so that they can do cassette.
Yeah,
it's nice to do a console as well occasionally if you want to do some of the really early play with some of the really early software.
Yeah, no, the cassette. I like the option of the cassette. I've played around with it. I got a few other boards to work so far for cassette, but I had to write my own code to get it to write. It was what was it? Thinker toy or whatever they call it. I forgot. And there really wasn't. It had commands built into I don't want to call them proms, but there was a chip on there that actually had the code, and you had to call it a certain way, and so I had the right code to have that happen. But I got it. I was able to load, save basic and load basic, so that was to me a success, and then move along.
Right. Yeah.
Call to win.
Yeah. Well, if you decide to set it up the full thing Altair way, there's a disk image on Mike's site.
Yeah.
Which will create all the tapes for you want.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that a couple weeks ago when we talked.
Right.
So I might have to ask you about that again. But
yeah, if you dig around, I can't remember exactly where it is, but if you dig around on his site, there is a disk image that has a bunch of .tap files.
Yeah.
And if you boot that one on your Altair, you can then write out cassettes.
I remember you talking about that.
I've got like 8 or 9 of them over there that I've been playing with.
So you load the tap in and save the audio out.
Yep. And it's basically a CPM 2.2 boot disk with a little custom application that just writes the tapes out from tap files. and a bunch of them are
Nice.
already on the disk image. So yeah, that made it really easy because I didn't have to figure out how to do that bit.
Amazing, this stuff. Every time I go to that site, I find more and more. I got to give the guy a lot of credit. I'm telling
Oh
you.
yeah,
Him and I think it was Martin also. I believe, as you mentioned, a person I haven't met.
Martin's
Martin,
done quite a bit of
Martin seemed to have a lot of involvement in different
Mhm.
things on Mike's site too. So
Yeah.
I put one
Cool.
link into Mike's site with some paper tape and cassette tap files.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
There's probably, I think he's got 2 or 3 pages with those things on them.
Right. Yeah, he's got a bunch of stuff in there, and then is it in there? Anyway, in one of those folders, and I can't remember which one right now. I thought it was that one. Anyway, there is another. Oh, wait a minute, it might be somewhere else.
Oh, here I found. I think I remember looking up last time. I think I found it.
Yeah,
Let me see if this. I'm going to post this to the chat, and we'll see if this is it.
it's. If not, I just found it.
Okay, well, see if that's it. Otherwise,
Yeah, cassette interface. Yeah,
yeah. So I think because last time when you mentioned to me, I remember finding it. I just found it in my history.
yeah, that's the one. Yeah, yeah, that one there. That disk image is the one you want, and that WR tape command there. That's basically the program that writes them out.
Yeah, that'd be actually interesting to look at just to see
Yeah,
how
so
he
you
did
just,
it.
yeah, you just read it. Yeah, and then if you look in the contents.txt file, it shows you all of the stuff that's on that the disk image.
Okay.
And I've played around with a good number of them so far.
Nice. Yeah, that's yeah, I gotta get on. Probably wait sometime later on next week.
Yeah, I wouldn't wait too
Yeah,
long because I don't know how many audio cassette
yeah,
cards Mike's got left.
yeah. I think he said he had a handful, so I keep
Yeah,
forgetting to contact him. And then I was away for a bit, so
yeah.
um,
So yeah, so I've been testing that this week.
yeah.
Yeah, I did. I don't know if the rest of you saw this link that got posted on the S100 forum earlier today. This thing was pretty interesting. It's basically a yet another FTC Plus disk emulator, but this one has a web interface and is also a VT102 terminal. So you can hook 2 connections from your computer to the Altair, one supplying the disks and one being the terminal, all in one web interface.
Interesting. Yeah, thank you.
And the funniest part about it, when you go down and look through the page, when it lists supported platforms, it says Windows untested.
Yeah,
None of the developers run Windows, so they haven't got any way to test it.
test it. Yeah, I see.
I thought it was pretty funny.
Debian and stuff there. Joe
Yeah,
Zilla. It's not me. It's it's another
yeah,
Joe that knows a lot more than I do.
yeah. Well, it looks like actually that what their intention was is to put it on a Raspberry Pi under Debian,
Yeah.
and then you put the web UI there. So then on your desktop computers, you open a browser, browse to this web page from the Pi,
Yeah.
and then you've got a terminal and your disk, and it says it also does tapes as well.
Oh.
So it rolls multiple serial connections into the Altair. It's pretty cool. And it has extensions already built in for things like Claude. If you then want to use Claude to interact with your Altair, you can use this.
Oh. Okay.
So
I'll have to spend some time. I got the link up, so
yeah,
I'll
it's
take a look
pretty. It
later
looks
on.
pretty interesting. I don't know much about it yet, but it got posted earlier today on the S100 forum, and
Yeah.
it popped up, and I went, "Ooh, that might be fun."
Wonder if Mike knew about it or not.
Well,
If he had
It's
any
brand new.
interaction.
It's
I
brand
didn't know
new.
if you had any interaction with the guy who wrote it. Maybe
Yeah,
I might have asked questions or something.
yeah. But anyway,
How does that differ from using like Patrick's ESP32?
it I think it's just somebody else trying to do the same thing.
Okay,
Except
yeah, that's what it
it,
sounded like to me.
it's closer to, I think what they were trying to do here is do more than just the disk images, because it
Yeah.
also is a VT102 terminal emulator.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
And
probably
then
more
it's
like the add water and stir one that just came out.
right. So I think the whole idea behind it is, especially with the web interface, you just host this on a cheap Raspberry Pi, have a bunch of USB to serial terminals coming off, connectors coming off your Raspberry Pi, and then you use your desktop through the web page to interact with everything. So it's another way of doing it. And it lets you, it's kind of cool if you look at it. It lets you mount and unmount disk images through the web page, see activity on the disks. And then it says something in there about it also um, can emulate a audio tape. So I don't know quite how that works yet, because it mentioned it and then it didn't say how it did it.
Well, that's probably transferring tap files again.
Right. Yeah, it's probably just transferring tap files. But
Yeah,
having it all in one UI that's web-based is kind of, I can see why people that would appeal to people.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's why did you see that video I did with the retro modem to connect to the ESP32?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So there I can mount and unmount drives, and with the FTP program, I can, add drives to the card and take
Yeah.
drives off, whatever. Between those two things, it's just
Yeah. I
super
just
easy.
I just telnet over Wi-Fi from my desktop to control the uh, the emulator, and then use FileZilla or whatever to
Yeah.
do
Well,
transfers.
the thing
Yeah.
is,
Do files.
with the retro modem, it's a couple extra steps less to telnet to your ESP32 because you
How's
just
it?
put in the address to go.
Oh, that's right. You run Windows.
Yeah, but you should
Oh,
you should be able to do that on.
on a Mac, Telnet is native from the command line. So you just open a command window, type Telnet, and then the address new there.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, on a Mac, yeah.
Yeah. And you used to be able to do that from Windows. It was about,
Yeah.
was it like Windows 8 had Telnet, I think, but with Windows
Yeah.
10, they dropped Telnet.
Did they drop Telnet at that point? Yeah, because they used to have all those tools way
Well,
back,
I
but
mean,
you had to
Telnet's
type the
not what you
command.
would call secure. It's not really
No, it's wide open, but I mean,
wide open. Yeah, they dropped
Yeah.
Telnet because of it. Technically, it's a massive security um, problem. And when I put my IT security consultant hat on, it's like, no Telnets. No, no Telnet. Just say no. But yeah, for old stuff, hell, back in the 90s when I was a network engineer, I lived in Telnet.
Uh,
It's been, it's been hours a day configuring routers and stuff through
I remember
Telnet.
years ago. I remember messing around with some old Sun equipment and
Yep,
using a TFTP to boot the damn things
yep,
up.
yep.
Um, it was a
Oh
boot
yeah.
P you ran instead of DHCP, and it'd come up in a new enough to grab, and you could pull over a file, and then you get literally, you essentially load up. What was I using? OpenBSD back then, or yeah, I don't think it was
Oh,
NetBSD. It was OpenBSD. I think is what ran on that
oh
old
yeah. I've
Sun box.
seen entire environments. I worked a problem back in my network consulting days. I worked a problem where routing got messed up, and all of their xterms they used, it was a DEC environment
Yep.
that, and all of their xterms used boot P to start up.
Yep.
They didn't have an OS on them. They just grabbed it off, and
Yep.
800 people couldn't work for like 2 days until we figured out what was
Oh.
going on.
Yeah.
None of their terminals would work.
Yeah, at one point we used to use something in Linux called LTSP, a Linux Terminal Server Program, terminal, whatever.
Yeah,
Essentially, there we had a whole bunch of dumb systems, and they'd pull down
right.
enough
Yeah.
code to boot up, and they literally give them whole operating systems, and,
Oh yeah.
it worked absolutely amazing. It's still, I
Yeah.
think it probably, I actually think it dropped, but I think it came back to life now. I think people are still using it. Great
Windows
product.
supports it. I've done it with Sun equipment. Yeah, with the
Yeah,
NetBoot stuff,
yeah, like I said, that the whole
and yeah, a
LTSP
bunch of,
thing
yeah.
is
It's, yeah.
interesting for Linux, but yeah. There's a lot of cool stuff out there, but yeah, some of it's old and security is a little questionable on some of that stuff. I say little, I'm being nice. But if
Yeah.
you the vintage, that's what it was designed. That's you don't have much
Oh,
of an option, If you
yeah,
want to boot
nobody
it up,
thought about hackers breaking into your network back in the 90s.
yeah, yeah. Well, a lot, yeah. I mean, a lot of times the networks weren't exposed to anything external, so
Right.
it was just local. So you had to worry about local people doing something, but beyond that, you know,
Actually,
it
from
was
the
80s more, but
70s, from the 70s, or at least my experience from the 70s into the 2000s, hackers weren't doing as much to do damage as just
Oh
exploring,
yeah. Oh,
oh
absolutely.
yeah,
just
yeah.
exploring systems.
In fact, we would go and grab, I mean, we probably all done this. We'd go and grab programs that did funny things and get them on our friends' machines.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Like the one that there was one for Windows, God, it was back for like Windows 3.1.1, I think it was. It was that far back. That
yeah.
would make the icons on the desktop run away from the cursor. And that was a
That's funny.
favorite one to put on people's machines so they couldn't click on anything.
Yeah, there was something in Linux. It's probably still in Linux. I think it was Cowsay or Xcowsay or something, and you can actually tell it what animal you want to do, and put up a little pop up bubble. So way back when that what day is it? They had Hump Day was a
Yep.
big thing. The little camel. So I threw that on a few people's desks
Uh,
way back when. This
uh,
was essentially they
yeah,
remote X pop.
we were such responsible sysadmins.
Yeah, back then you could have
Yeah,
some fun, but
yeah, not anymore.
no, no, you can't even take a chance. God forbid, you know.
Yeah,
So I don't know. So yeah, I haven't been doing much to share really because I was traveling a
mm.
bit. So
Yeah,
um,
me neither. Like I said, I've been doing mostly the testing on
yeah,
Patrick's board number two. Like I said, we've got and one more change I know we need to do. Well, two I know we need to do, but yeah.
okay,
Right now, the way that he protects the FTDI versus RS-232
yeah,
is you either put in or take out the Max 232 chip. And I figured out
okay.
way earlier in the week to do that with a jumper so that we don't have to
Oh,
actually
nice. That's what I
take the,
say. I
and
hate
then
yanking chips.
right, and then I think and we need to move the connector down, the little 6-pin connector down a little bit and use a
Yeah,
right angle version so it sticks straight up, but it's not above the top of the board.
yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Because right now it
Gotcha.
sticks straight out from the board and it's a little too close. If you put a right angle in it right now, my guess is it would come maybe 1/8 of an inch to a 1/4 inch above the top of the board. So you'd
Yeah,
have a chance for shorting.
yeah, yeah. The pin's sticking up.
And since we do bring 5 volts there and ground, you don't really want to short that on the top of your
Yeah.
case
So.
when you close your case up.
Oh yeah.
So anyway,
yeah.
but other than that, everything seems to work. Yeah.
The only things I don't like about the vertical connectors are the video and RS-232, DB9
Yeah.
type connectors. That's just crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the reason for the vertical FTDI was basically if you're using the FTDI, it's probably when you've got the system on the bench, not when it's in an enclosure. So sticking straight up means it doesn't take up a lot of extra room coming out from the board.
Right.
And you can plug it right in from the
Right.
top. You don't have to pull
Yeah.
the board out and somehow
Yeah, and I know
slide it in at another
yeah.
angle.
And then
But you
Patrick
know,
mentioned that he might add this to at least one port on the 2SIO as well.
Okay.
So the
yeah,
zip
Is he
port.
doing? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
So there
but
might be next revision of the 2SIO if there is one might have
Yeah.
the FTDI because it really just takes the
but
circuitry is already there.
but
You
you
just got
can
to
Yeah.
add
get
the
little
connectors.
short. You can get little short extension cords for the ribbon cable to
Right.
go to those too.
Yeah.
Right. But
So
anyway,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't
yeah,
know he
because
was planning on another board, another revision on that. So that's
it was
cool.
just something we talked about that it was he found it so useful for testing on this
Yeah.
card that he said, "Oh, maybe we'll just add it in another revision of the 2SIO later on."
Yeah. That's cool.
We can just do he can just do that in the next run. And if you want one, you'll have to buy another card from him.
I've got 3 different versions of that 2SIO board.
I think
Yeah.
both of mine are the same, but yeah.
I think I have 3 or 4 of them now, all
Yeah.
the same version though. They all work great. I mean, they just became so solid.
I've
Yeah.
got the first prototype, then the second prototype, and then the last
Yeah.
couple of boards I got are the actual R1 boards.
Yeah. Yeah, the one I want to persuade him to work on next is the C700 board,
Okay. Well, for
which
the printer, right?
it
That's the
has a
printer one?
Centronics printer
Parallel.
port on it. It was
Yes.
specifically
Okay.
designed for Centronics.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't find those anywhere. So
Yeah,
I
I've
would love to
never
have,
seen.
I would buy one of those too. I've had a tough time trying to get my Centronics to work.
Right.
I had no luck with the PRI board with Kremenko.
Yeah.
And even I think I even addressed the Kremenko group, and nobody there really ever
Right.
said that they actually took a PRI card and got it to
Yeah.
work with a modern, or not say modern, it's a 1990s Panasonic printer I'm using. So yeah, I would love that.
The manual and a couple of pictures for the C700 are on Mike's site if you want to look at it. And the manual has the circuit diagram in there. So it's really a matter of, how involved is it? But it literally has that. Huh?
Put the link in the chat.
I got to go digging in Mike's site again.
Just put the link to Mike's site in chat.
There we go. I just put dramp.com and
dramp.com.
But if he's going to make a Centronics card, it should also be able to do just simple parallel IO.
So there's another Altair board, a 88 PIO for parallel, and it is basically the 88 SIO with the UART taken out and a couple of 8212s in there. I mean, that's basically the only difference. So we've also talked about maybe when this card's done, just pull the UART and put two parallel chips in there, and that'll give us an 88 PIO for just a minor change to this board. But all of the vectored interrupt stuff, the port select, everything else is identical. So it will be a fairly simple variation.
That's cool.
Because the parallel port, then you can talk to a lot of printers, tape readers, stuff like that with a parallel port.
Yeah, but SIO, where the hell was that?
And I know I came across that manual. That's how I knew about it.
I came across it.
And I've kept a lookout for a card, but I assumed if it ever came up, it would be wickedly expensive, and I'd probably get outbid by somebody with money.
Yeah.
So
I get outbid.
Oh, here we are. Here's the user's guide. I did find a couple of pictures somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's the manual.
Yeah.
So that if you wanted to start designing one, go for it. Circuit diagram's in there.
It's probably out of my skill set. Though someday I'm hoping to.
It's not horrible actually. It's frightening, but it's not horrible. It's done. Oh my God! Yeah, it's done with all like TTL logic.
Yeah.
It's not even done with the 8212 parallel driver chips that everybody uses.
It's got to be one of the really earlier ones that they did, I'm guessing, right?
But that being said, if you design this and add the connector, you've got a genuine Centronics. Finding software for it might be fun. I don't know, but anyway.
Yeah.
The schematics at the last page.
Yeah, it's not that complex.
All you have to do is run up KiCad and sketch the schematic in.
Go for it.
Go for a wall.
I don't have any printers.
I
don't have a room to put a printer in here.
Yeah. Come on, you don't want to deal with fanfold paper and
right there.
That stuff's getting harder to find and pricey.
With the paper.
Some of the paper. Yeah, so I wanted the stuff paper. I wanted was the old green and white barcode.
I see less and less of that.
Paper.
But the regular fan folds you can find. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, you can find the fan fold with the tractor feed, but it's generally just white. The green and white, that's getting pretty rare.
Do a search, do a
I looked
search
down,
for
got a
that
case or
stuff in
two.
Japan. Search that stuff in Japan. They sell all the different colored fan fold paper in both the regular 80 column and 132 column sizes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's shipping?
Shipping isn't anything coming
Yeah.
from Japan. It's,
You don't
I
think
mean,
so?
it's not going to be any different than in here, someone shipping you a box of paper here.
Right.
I'll
And
have to look because
some of the what do you call it, auction sites in Japan include shipping in the purchase
yeah.
price.
Okay.
And they,
Yeah.
you can find the stuff really cheap there.
So I currently have a box of 2,000 pages, which will probably last me,
Yep.
you know, the thing. But at the time, I kind of wish I bought two because I think the website mispriced it because they shipped it out. They honored the price they sold it for me,
Right.
and then the price doubled the next day when I went
Yeah.
back to reorder it. So, or the next time, once I received it, so this is exactly what I want.
Right.
Let me go get another case just to
Yeah.
have, and it doubled. So
Yeah, I've had that problem before.
Yeah. So
they
the
didn't
other thing
realize I
I've
had it
been
listed.
working
Go
on
ahead.
is this.
Yeah.
What's
It's
that?
hard to see. What is that, bud?
That is my favorite 50 to 34 pin adapter.
Okay, yeah.
The person that sells this one is in France. And unfortunately, because of a variety of tariff related issues, they have to charge $60 shipping for one of those things now.
Oh
Because
God.
apparently the French post office canceled the cheap shipping service to the US because of all the tariff issues, and it was causing them problems. So they have to use like DHL to ship these. So you got this $20 little board that
Yeah.
then you pay $60 to ship. So anyway, so what I did, since they were nice enough to put the circuit diagram on the how-to, I've got that in easy EDA right now, and I'm doing a variant of that board. So once I get it finished, I'll drop the Gerbers for anybody who wants any.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
or I'll just buy a bunch and send them out to people, and they can put their own connectors on there. But yeah, because I needed another one. I have three of them already. I needed another one.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. The guys in Poland can send stuff here for pennies.
Right.
But France, it costs a fortune.
It all depends upon how the countries have well, it depends upon the tariff imposed on the country and what the reciprocal issues are. It depends upon how, especially when there's tariffs, there's tariff collection, and a lot of foreign producers don't want to have to deal with that crap. That's why you can't buy the OP-ADAs right now. Is because he doesn't want to deal with the whole tariff situation, and I can't say I blame him.
But the tariff is the same in Poland as it is in the UK and
So
France.
some people are sucking it up and figuring it out, and some people are just saying, I don't want to deal with this.
Well, that's the same as like
Yeah,
Canada.
not worth the.
I tried ordering a jar board from Josh, and he refuses to ship it because he has extra paperwork to
Right.
mail it to me. But I bought a 2102 tester board and a 1702 EEPROM reader board from a guy in Canada, and he just put the things in an envelope, mailed them first class mail.
So he's taking the risk that nobody will catch it.
Well, actually, when I got it, somebody had sliced open the envelope to inspect what was inside, put the stuff back, but they didn't tape it shut. But it did manage to get here with the two circuit boards. The circuit boards were just right on the edge, right on the lip where it was sliced open when it got to my mailbox.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he sounds like you were pretty lucky you didn't get an empty envelope.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I said, it's the individual creators that make these things. It's up to them whether they want to deal with it or not. And I don't blame them if they don't want to deal with it. I mean, they're mostly hobbyists just like us.
Yeah.
And the last thing they need is to have to deal with all that crap. So, hopefully one of these days in the not too distant future, all that will go away and we'll be back to the good old days where you can buy from,
Though I actually kind of wondering, because I remember buying from JCL PCB guys, and I didn't mind the wait, long delayed shipping, so I
Right.
take the cheapest shipping, and
Mhm.
you know, $10 later, I got all the boards I need to
Right.
test something and play with. I don't think they're ever going to go back down to those prices. I think they realize that people will spend money now.
Yeah. I mean, but again, JLC or PCBWay are huge companies.
Yeah,
You know, Joe making parts in his basement and selling 5 a month, it's a very different situation.
yeah,
And he's just going to say, I'm just going to step back until this goes away,
yeah,
or,
yeah.
and I really can't blame people for
Did,
that.
didn't something come out of this Supreme Court about tariffs? I don't remember what it was. I
Yeah, but
thought
it's a
back of it.
mess. It's a
Is
mess and
it
it's not
okay?
all gone away.
Yeah, I honestly didn't. I think it happened, and I wasn't really at the time. I was busy with other stuff, so I didn't really
Yeah.
listen.
Technically, at this point, if you have paid tariffs, you can reach out to whoever you paid them to and ask for your money back.
Yeah, that's what I remember hearing.
Right, but good luck with that.
Yeah.
I actually, first time ever, I got a bill from UPS about a tariff.
Mhm.
I bought something came in from Canada, and then like a month later, I get this bill for
Right.
$10 from them.
Yep.
But if you're buying from DigiKey or Mauser or Jameco, you're paying tariffs in the purchase price.
Right, and it's
But you're
listed
not
in
going to
there.
get that money
Yeah.
back.
No.
I don't see that money coming back.
Well,
No.
I mean, and if you think about it, it's 50 cents here and a dollar there. It would
Well,
cost them more than that to
I paid $20 tariff on DigiKey for some connectors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, but you know what I mean? It's I think when I ordered my Max 232 chips, I had to pay like 12 cents tariff. It's not worth their time or mine to try and recover that.
Right. Yeah. But $20 would be
Yeah.
nice to get back.
Right.
Oh
But
yeah.
I'm
But
not,
it's up to you to ask them, and that assumes that they've got it back from the government. Because some companies are just going, it ain't worth our while trying to go through the hassle. Because apparently all the companies that have applied for it back haven't got it back yet anyway.
yeah.
So they're not going to refund you if they haven't got it back from the government first.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's it. By the time they get their money from the federal government,
Yeah.
nobody's going to be able to have
No.
records to prove anything.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we'll be back in the Stone Age and we won't have electricity anymore.
Yeah, there you are.
Terry, what you working on there?
That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of split at the moment.
Patrick sent me one of those. I haven't done anything. Well, yeah, sent me one of those. I haven't done anything with it yet.
Yeah, Patrick sent me a couple of them, and this one I installed the wrong sex on the board for the RP 2350.
That's a common problem here in the Bay Area.
Yeah. So I'm just now putting on the right one, this board, and then I'll transfer the Pico over as well.
Yeah, I've been trying to find where the reference material for that board is.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, I've got this board and I'm going, so how does this, what am I supposed to be doing with this thing? I haven't found anything.
Terry, you can't remove that socket off of that other board?
Well, it's the pins, and it's hard to unsolder them without destroying the circuit board. So rather than
destroy the socket, and then
I found with those, if you pull on them and then put your heat gun on the back, you can pull them right through the plastic.
That's what I've done to some degree.
Yeah.
You'll notice this one doesn't. The pins aren't right anymore, and there's no plastic.
Yeah.
So I started that, and then I said, well, I've got two boards. Why don't I just put this one aside for the moment?
Good idea.
Do the other one.
So so I have that's as far as I've got.
You opened up the package.
I got the second prototype and this was in there with it, and I thought, okay, what do I do with it?
I found two pictures.
Yeah.
Of it. This is a picture on the FujiNet site for the MSX computer, I think, which
Okay.
shows the physical layout's good enough.
Yeah.
And then they said they have the key.
Oh, okay.
They have the
Gerbers.
the
KiCad file.
KiCad. Yeah, sorry, I had a window that kept on opening up. That has the board layout, and it also has a schematic.
Oh,
cool.
good, because that was the piece I wanted to start with, was look at the schematic and see, okay, I've got this board with a million things written on it.
Terry, put the link to those two pictures in the chat.
Well, I can't.
Oh,
This is my iPad. This is my iPad.
Right.
Send them to me an email and I'll add them to the chat when I post it.
Awesome.
Now how do I look at a schematic?
You open the in the schematic editor in KiCad.
Yeah, that's what I need.
You go to the main KiCad panel, and there the top button is for the schematic.
So is it on the FujiNet site? Because I looked there and I couldn't find it.
Yes, it's on. Let me see.
It's fujinet.online, right? .wiki/wiki. Or is that where it is? Yeah, fujinet.online. But I searched all over there and I have not found anything about this card yet, which is why I haven't got very far with it.
Yeah, give me a minute.
Yeah, because if I can find it,
what does it say in your browser there, Terry?
This is in KiCad. It's not in the browser.
Oh, but so neither of those is on a browser.
I downloaded it on a different computer and zapped it over to my.
Yeah, like I said, I've been all over this FujiNet site and I have not been able to find this yet, which is why I hadn't looked at what do I need to spend my money on to make this work.
Let me see if I can find. Okay. Let's see. https://github.com/FOZZTEXX/
Wait, say that slower. GitHub.com/
Okay, let's look at Foztex on GitHub.
Yeah, Foztex.
Okay, where? Oh God, he's got 83 repositories. Let me see if I can.
Sometimes I really hate this iPad.
Sometimes I really hate GitHub.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, I found Foztex's GitHub repositories, but he's got 83 repositories. So.
Well, now go to Fujiversal-PCB-prototype.
Okay.
Fujiversal.
Okay, got it. There you go. Let's put it in chat.
Oh, okay.
And then that'll have a bunch of things open up. And the first one is Bus Proto.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the bus prototype. And in it, you'll find the three files, the circuit board and the schematic and whatever.
Yeah.
And I forget what this is. This is the PC board.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the schematic here's the schematic.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a really simple board when you look at it. I mean, it's basically a place to plug a couple things in, and there's very little that's cross-connected.
Well, yeah. There's a lot of stuff here, and so far I found that this connector, the universal connector down here at the bottom.
Right.
Yeah.
It's an IBM ISA connector.
Okay. But
it's a standard 62-pin connector.
Right.
And I haven't found a mating connector
So
with
right
the,
above it, that double row of pins that go right above it,
yeah,
it's the same 52 connection. So you could just wire directly into there if you put a 2-row pin header in there.
that's what I was thinking of doing, but that also means now you can't plug in, you can't wire anything between that and any of these things.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, if you put a thing on that, how are you going to wire to
No,
the?
no, no. Because one side, the 2 rows there are the 2 sides of the connector.
Well, they're A and B, A row and B row.
Right, and one of those is the front connector side of the card edge connector, and one's the back side.
Right, but if you how are you going to wire wrap, or how are you going to wire anything from this connector up to this connector in the back? You
Oh,
can't, because
DuPont jumper cables.
wait a
well,
minute. Hang on.
well, yeah, well, the issue is now you have a whole crap load of wires potentially going between these.
Oh, wait a minute. No, if you look carefully at the board, all of those pin headers go elsewhere on the board. There are traces coming out of them going elsewhere on the board.
They connect basically to the Raspberry
To here
Pi.
and to these guys, yeah.
Yeah. So they're just breakouts for the
Right.
2350.
Right.
So
Anyway.
if you need to connect something from this set to this set, you can't do it. You can't do it on the back of the board. Well, you can't, because this connector, if you put a straight one in,
yeah, no, I hear you.
it's in the way. Yeah.
It's yeah.
And then, so what I was doing was I was trying again, this is a standard, this one down here is a standard IBM ISA connector.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is great, except I can't find a right angle one anywhere.
Oh, I see. Oh, a right angle. Oh, you want a right angle connector. I get it. So you can bring it up to the S100.
You need a right angle so you can plug this in like this into the S100 board. If this is the S100 board you're going to use, you want to really plug it in like this so it's not taking up like 8 slots.
Got it.
So you need an 8-pin. I mean a right angle.
So that becomes the search of the week.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's find the connector.
Exactly.
Okay, well, I now know about 12 times as much as I did earlier about what this board does.
Yeah.
So, what you said that was 52 pins?
62.
62.
It's the ISA connector. It's
standard ISA connector for an original IBM computer.
Right.
For the ISA bus.
I can't remember. I was looking at a data sheet for edge connectors one time, and it went from they had like 4-pin edge connector up to like 500 pins.
Terry, I found one on eBay for $14.95. It says 6U-pin ISA edge connector, 2.5 right angle gold contacts.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Let me see if I don't know if I can grab a link from this or.
Yeah, if you could post the link,
yeah,
it'd be wonderful.
I'll try. It's got a bunch of garbage in there, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, it looks like they exist. They definitely exist.
I didn't find one anywhere on Amazon, and that's as far as I got.
Yeah,
that's right. Let's see.
Oh yeah, I want to put that in on Google.
Well, again, I posted the big link. There's a lot of garbage in there, but I think if you click on that, it might put you to it.
Yeah, DigiKey has them. The DigiKey shows several different versions of right angle 62-pin edge connectors.
Okay, just gotta find the right one.
And there's one link to eBay.
Yeah.
Did that link work, Terry?
Yeah, so far it looks like it has worked. And that does look like the right connector. Okay, so I'm going to have to.
Yeah, he says he has more than 10.
Yeah.
Maybe we can figure out a better source. If he's got more than 10, I'm sure we can probably get them from less than $14 each, maybe,
Yeah.
15. And for that matter,
AliExpress or something,
Right. For testing, if you came straight out from the S100 board, it would not be the end of the world.
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, they're
Hey, Mike, how you doing, bud?
$14. They're $14 at DigiKey too.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, what I've got is I've got one of the prototype boards,
Yeah.
one of the John Monahan
Right.
prototype boards. And so what I'm going to do is slide this, plug this right in. The only problem is I just realized this is wider than this.
So you may have to go vertically and stick out of the card cage a little bit.
Yeah,
For first shot.
which is not.
Yeah, just remember, S100 cards don't have to be 5 inches high. They can also be 10 inches high.
But they won't fit in any of my S100 boxes.
I know that. I'm just. Yeah.
So bring me up to speed. Nobody's done FujiNet for S100 yet?
Nope.
No, we've talked about it.
Patrick's been sending these development boards out to us.
We've been trying for a couple of years to get it, but it is so damn hard to find any documentation, any worthwhile documentation on FujiNet. I mean, their site is one of the worst sites I've ever seen.
Well, Thomas Cherryhome is in this area. I used to see him at meetings I'd go to all the time. Never talked to him in detail.
I've told him in the past that it's bad, pretty bad. And I told him last night, I said, okay, now I've got this board practically finished. What do I do with it? And, where do I get information on how to implement it? And he says, send an email via whatever, what is it they use?
ARPANET?
Pardon me?
No, it was a bad joke. Go ahead.
They use
ARPANET.
They use one of those weird websites that gamers like a lot. Anyway,
You mean Discord?
Oh, Discord.
Discord. Yeah. He says send an email on Discord
Or
to
send a message on Discord,
Oztex or some other guy.
Oh, so he's on. Okay. On my the gamer side of me uses Discord from time to time, so I'll have to go take a look.
Yeah, they've got a site that's got about 50 million messages a day, but they're all gamer oriented.
Yeah.
What I remember on Discord is it didn't really group into topics and conversations within a group as well as I.
No, Discord is a mess, but it is the current gamer favorite. So
yeah,
because they also use it for voice chat. Discord does voice chat, so it becomes in-game chat. It works on Discord these days.
As long as FujiNet's been out, I figured it would be well defined in terms of. Let's just say you're working at S100 now. You could just go pick up what you needed to do.
They've had a bunch of people threaten to do it over and over, but they've never had anybody succeed. Well, on S100.
Yeah.
The closest
is there any reason, or just nobody bothered finishing it? Is there a technical challenge?
Yeah, I think there's a challenge also.
I mean, you can do it in an Atari and a Commodore, so there's no reason.
I think the real reason is that the core people pushing it right now are in the Atari space. That's where they play.
That's their interest.
So it's just waiting for a group like ours to say we're going to do that for S100. I think that's really why it's not there yet.
There's not a GitHub or anything for it that's clear?
There is a GitHub.
There is.
But there's a GitHub with more information than you want, as always with GitHub.
If you can find it.
If you can find it, yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, and that's part of the issue. I think a number of us have looked at it several times in the past, and it's always been difficult to actually find relevant information on the GitHub.
Mm-hmm.
When you go look, you can't really find it, and it's buried in some guy's. If it's there at all, it's buried in some guy's thing off of GitHub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that there is a FujiNet repository, I think, on GitHub, which is supposed to be where things. But there's so many people off doing their own thing that it isn't. Yeah, finding information. Like I said, I got this board. Patrick sent me this board. I could not find anywhere where there was any information until Terry pointed me at it earlier.
Yeah, the other issue is this board that they call their new universal board is the latest thing that's out there. before they've been using 8255s connected to stuff for an H89, and the documentation was very difficult. Yeah, it was for a Heathkit H89 was the closest. Oh no, the MSX computers, the Japanese MSX computers were also ones that they supported with the Z80. Everything else was Atari or Apple.
Right.
And, you know,
so it
I'm
looks
not
like
going to take the time to convert somebody's Apple program or Atari program to CPM.
No. We'll let Claude do that for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, Patrick and Claude could do it pretty quick. He's gotten good with that.
He's gotten good with it.
Yeah, impressive.
Well, I was mentioning earlier, Mike, that somebody on the S100 forum dropped a link to a new FTC Plus disk server.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't really dig into it.
So I looked at it at some depth. What they've done is they've written software that does the FTC Plus, a VT102, and supposedly also will play tap files for emulating a tape system. And I guess the idea is, and it's got a web front end, so you can get all of that in a web UI. But it's also, they've also written a bunch of extensions so you can drive this software, including the VT102, from things like Claude. So you can hook up Claude to your Altair, where Claude can change disk images, interact with the console, the whole thing.
Cool.
So it looks pretty interesting.
But it actually hooks to a real Altair with a couple of serial ports, one for the console, one for the disk.
Yep. Yeah, and you basically, so I think the way they designed it, reading through it, was the optimum is to put Debian on a Raspberry Pi, load this software onto there, hook that up with a couple of USB to serial connectors to your Altair, and then over Wi-Fi go into the web page that serves, and then control your system from there. So it's a nice idea. How well it works, don't know. Don't have a spare Raspberry Pi right now to put it on. The funniest part of all was when you look in the GitHub repository, the only environment it's not been tested on is Windows.
Windows, yeah. I glanced at that real quick.
I thought it was funny. It says, yeah, none of the developers runs Windows. We haven't tested it, which I thought was pretty funny.
So it'd probably run under Cygwin. The question is, would it run under MinGW?
No. Well, so when you look at it, it runs... it's a package you install.
Oh, it's a UI, isn't there? Okay,
right.
Yeah.
So the UI is a web front end, and right, and then the back end package is all written in. It's a TypeScript, which I don't really know.
TypeScript, yeah. Like it.
So you just install a bunch of packages on top of TypeScript, and then it provides a web front end and talks to the serial. It looks like a really nice idea.
But if you put it on a Raspberry Pi, that's just like using Patrick's ESP board.
Right, except you get the console and the...
Why wouldn't you just use your computer as the console already?
Right.
No, the nice thing is that, if you were doing something like Patrick's doing, you could have it actually test Claude.
Right.
But then again, if you're using Claude, you'd much rather him run a emulator that's running on a multi-gigahertz modern machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would be sitting there twiddling his thumb saying, this really sucks.
Yeah. Well, the guy, I can't remember his name, the guy that runs the Shadowtron channel, he's got a video up on YouTube of him running his IMSAI from Claude directly.
Yeah.
And using the actual hardware.
But when you're doing that kind of stuff, it sounds like you're opening your computer, your Altair or whatever, IMSAI, to a world of...
Not really.
Well, I mean, hackers are always looking for new things to, new challenges.
Somebody's going to hack an IMSAI from through Claude.
Yeah, nobody's going to hack your IMSAI from Claude.
No, but if you're putting stuff on a website right there, you're on the internet.
No, the whole point was you run a web server on your home network that you can then connect from your desktop. So you just have a web page you bring up and control all your stuff.
Yeah, it's all local. Yeah,
it's all local. So no, it's a nice idea. I just spotted it and shared it earlier because I thought, well, this could be fun to play with.
I'm trying to remember.
All these people with time to do this kind of fun stuff. I can't imagine.
So I'm
trying to
gonna.
remember.
You have to retire, and then you'll understand how you still don't have time to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use my 200-watt, $2,000 desktop computer to be a floppy disk for my Altair.
A lot of people
up,
do it.
Yeah, buddy.
up until Patrick's little board came out, that was your option.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, long live floppies. I try to use floppies whenever I can. The only time I use my serial disk server is to test out the serial disk server function on the boards I'm testing before I ship it.
Yeah. This kind of reminds me of the I think it was the High Nibble. They have a IMSAI setup that you can build. There's a whole web interface for that with
Right.
tape drives and all that. Almost seems like it's maybe I wonder if it's spewed off of that or kind of stemmed.
Well, no, because the emulation is happening in his simulator, in his box. And the web UI is just a front end to it.
He's also got that new all-in-one board.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we were talking about that last week about how it's a wonderful board if you have an IMSAI. If you have an Altair, it's not much use to you.
Oh, I didn't hear about that one.
But it is. Okay, so this, the High Nibble now has a new S100 board.
Okay.
That can pretend to be serial ports, disk drives, real-time clock, all of these, but the IMSAI versions. So it can emulate all of these different boards down onto the bus.
Okay.
So all you need is the CPU board and that, and you've got an IMSAI.
Well, so that's something I've wondered. I have an IMSAI that I've just always outfitted like an Altair because there's Altair software.
Right.
Yeah.
What is worth doing on an IMSAI that's not essentially Altair or processor technology or something like that?
No,
there's not a lot of their stuffery.
No, it's I mean the IMSAIs had better power supplies from what I understand, and they came from the factory with a 22 slot motherboard.
Oh, no, it's a nicer physical machine, no doubt.
It's a good clone.
But it's the same thing. Yeah.
And they had their own basic. I mean, they had a disk drive that, of course, the first CPMs were really running on. It's very hard to get that disk drive, very hard to keep it running.
Right.
But other than that, I mean, I can't think of an IMSAI system I want to put together that needs their SiO2 card, for example, or something like that.
So I don't know how hard it would be.
My IMSAI is an Altair.
Right. I don't know how hard it would be to take his card and build an IMSAI variant.
Well,
I mean, an Altair variant, rather.
Too.
An Altair variant, because it would be nice to be able to go into a single card and say, give me an SIO and a FDC and this and a RAM card and whatever. And it just emulates whichever cards you don't have.
But does it emulate more than one card at a time?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah, with my FDC Plus, I could add serial ports to that without much problem. That were visible from the 8080 instead of just the one that's there.
Yeah, if you go into High Nibble and look at his new S100 card, it is we talked about it last week. It's a thing of beauty.
SDH 100.
Yeah. It's and my only thought looking at it was I want the Altair version.
I just go back and forth on that. Every time I think of an idea like that, I said, but it's gonna be like my FDC Plus, which has always bothered me with the surface mount and stuff on there. So, I'd really rather have another board for this and another board for that, because then it feels more real.
Right.
Yeah. And then you say, well, I might as well just run it all on a PC. I mean, there's that. You're just slipping into that gray area. It's tough. And I'm just as guilty of making. I'm talking about this universal serial I/O board, and I made the C++.
By the way, we were talking about it earlier. There's the prototype 2 of Patrick's board.
Well, that's all real, isn't it?
That's all real,
Yeah.
Right. So the stuff we've added is it's got FTDI here now. So for just a quick test, on your system, you can just hook up an FTDI if you don't have, which Patrick said, which is pretty cool. The vectored interrupts supposedly work on this. I haven't tested them yet. It's got a jumper down here for turning the 12 volts on and off, so you can run it with either variant of chips. It's got the 5-volt jumper here for the serial ports, and everything switches instead of jumpers. So I think this is really close. We should
Yeah.
be seeing the production ones pretty soon.
No, so like
Yeah.
you don't really need the universal SIO because you've got that for SIO. You've got Patrick's and Martin's 2 SIO.
Right.
Yeah.
The only other thing is, well, what if I need to emulate the processor technology board or the IMSAI board? Well, an
Well,
IO4 board can do that pretty darn well, and I've
right.
got 2 or 3 of those laying around. So yeah.
But yeah, I could definitely see a place for what High Nebel's done, for what he's done. What's his name? Matt is his name, I think, or
I
Mike.
can't remember, man.
I can't remember his name. I've
Yeah,
emailed.
I've got a bunch of emails from him over the years. I could
Likewise.
find it, but yeah.
But anyway, I like what he's done. But if he opened it up so that you could say load some software or write software yourself to make it be any board you want,
Yeah.
that would be immensely valuable because that board you can't find a replacement for, now you've got an option.
Right.
And that's where I see the value is now I've got an option where I can't find a C700 we were talking about earlier, how nice it would be to have a C700 board so we could drive printers, Centronics printers.
Yeah.
And looking at the circuit diagram, it's the real one's not that complicated.
I was gonna say that'd be very easy to do if you want to make one. I mean, Patrick can churn stuff out quickly these days, and he still works. I don't get it, but yeah.
Well, actually, I've been telling with the SIO board here.
Does he not have grandkids yet?
He has
He
now.
does,
He's got his
he
first
does.
grandkid.
Huh, I don't know how he keeps up. Good for him.
Yeah, but anyway, no, I told him on the SIO board, when I looked at the schematics, I said, we just pull the UART and put a couple of 8212s in there and we've got a PIO.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any need for a PIO, but
that should be the next board after this SIO is out.
yeah, I think the PIO would be an easy mod because literally it's the same interrupt logic, the same board selection and port logic, the same status port logic. I mean, all of that's identical. It's just got a pair of 8212s, I think they are, in place of the UART. And so it would be a simple change to make a PIO version of this. But I don't know how much need there is for a PIO. I mean, how many people outside of Walt use parallel ports?
No,
I
but
use them
that's what
for
I'm
one
saying.
demonstration, and then I'm done.
Right.
But parallel port, a generic parallel port can be configured to run almost any parallel printer, paper tape readers, all kinds of stuff.
Right. So
in general, but yeah, there's a lot of wiring and stuff involved sometimes.
So
but it's still the same 8-bit, 8-bit byte and a couple of control lines.
Right. So Walt, you'll have to start the Patrick. Can we convert the SIO into a PIO? I've already talked to him about it, so he needs to hear it from a few more people, and maybe that'll be the next board. Because I think that would be a quick one.
Well, that's why I think it should be the next one, because it sounds like a super easy change for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I looked at the schematics, and the differences were literally pull out the UART and drop in a couple of, like I say, 8212s, and figure out what you want for edge connectors. And then you're pretty much done. The rest of it's identical. All of the port select and the interrupt logic is identical on the two boards. So maybe we'll get him to do that, and then we can try the Centronics one, so we can all start chewing up trees.
Is he still looking at a front panel board or not?
He's working on the front panel board. I think that's the one he wants to work on.
Yeah, I've been anxious to see how that comes out too.
And at the end of the day, Patrick's doing the work, not us.
Yeah, oh yeah, whatever's going to make him happy. Go ahead.
Exactly.
That's a mini front panel.
The mini front panel.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm good with that.
Oh yeah, I want to get one of those and build a computer around that. But why if you have a generic parallel port, why can't you run a Centronics printer from that?
There's a bunch of extra logic in the Centronics interface that's very specific. It does a lot of bidirectional handshaking, which is unusual. So it's a little more involved, I think, because of all of the Centronics, like I say, handshaking that goes through that standard. So to do that from a generic parallel board, you'd almost have to build another board to plug into it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If he's replacing the USART with
Right.
two 8212,
Oh,
you got two parallel ports there. One can be used for handshaking, while the
right.
other one is data.
So if you look at the Centronics, the C700 board, it's a very different board than the PIO or the SIO. It's a
Right.
very different
But
board.
why can't you do handshaking through one of the parallel ports if you have two
Um,
parallel ports?
so the PIO has one in and one out. It's the way it's built. 8 bits in, 8 bits out.
Oh,
So,
okay. It's only one parallel port. I thought it was
right.
going.
It's only a single 8 bits in, 8 bits out. So for the Centronics, the C700, looking at the schematic, it's all done with 74 LS logic chips. It's not even using like the 8212 for the parallel ports. It's all just hard logic, old school.
So that sounds like a good KiCad project to just,
Yeah, the
if you
schematic's
got,
in there if you wanted to give it a crack.
I don't need a Centronics printer board.
But anyway, but yeah, like I said,
Yeah.
those are both useful. Um, we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who else got something this week? Anybody?
Yeah.
I've been logging into a bunch of different bulletin boards with the retro modem.
Did
And
you?
have you seen the fish tank one?
I don't know. Did you go to that website that has thousands of bulletin boards on it?
I haven't done that one yet. No, put a link to
Oh,
that in. Put that
let me
link
see
in
it.
the
Yeah,
chat.
it's
I found a fish tank, and you actually see the fish swimming around on the screen, and the grass on the
yeah.
bottom waving around, and got
So
one
yeah,
fish chasing other little fish, and I mean that was impressive at 9,600 baud. It looks pretty good.
hang on a second, guys. I got.
So what does FujiNet buy S100 machines that people don't have already?
File servers. They have the TNFS file servers.
Is there anything out there with S100 material, or the idea is that would then grow?
Yeah, the idea, well, I don't know. Idea for me would be to have it grow.
Are they file servers or disk images? Does it simulate disk for CPM, or do you run a specific version of CPM that supports a FujiNet disk?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just, mainly, matter of fact, I'm not sure you can even do files. I think it's disk images. The primary thing is gaming. That's half the reason why it exists at all is all these people are with Ataris and Apple and all that. They're gaming, doing games, and they can play each other even though they're cross-platform. If I understand correctly, it's hard to get a lot of information on it. But I've been looking for quite a while of some.
You're muted, Tim.
I've been looking for quite a while. Some attempt to have file storage here in my house for all the different CPM machines.
Right.
I got tired of transferring stuff file by file everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so they don't, if those machines they're hosting now are 6502 and 6809 machines, then obviously that's not CPM specific
Right.
in terms of a disk image ready to go.
So I think the goal in the S100 space, just like it was, I think, for the Altair guys, is to be able to host repositories either at home or online where you can access stuff that people have published there. So, for instance, all the disk images that are on your site, instead of having to go and hunt on your site, I could bring up FujiNet, scan down, and say, "Oh, just mount this one," and it would mount it right over the internet.
But some of that is I mean, mounting it as an Altair drive,
Right.
Altair Basic, Altair DOS is totally different than
Oh,
early North Star stuff before CPM, North Star DOS, or all these. I mean, I could see you getting a fairly consistent interface with a BIOS that was created that was FujiNet compatible for FujiNet compatible disk images for CPM.
yeah.
I don't know whether it does that. There's a layer of abstraction that allows it to look like any disk drive or not.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I think, yeah, getting a CPM BIOS extension, just like you do with the FTC Plus right now of the serial server, it's another way to do that, but over a network rather than a serial connection is really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And also being able to, let's say you had.
You'd have to write one for CPM. You'd have to write one for, if you wanted to do original Altair Basic or original Altair DOS,
Right.
original North Star DOS, or any of the early operating systems that weren't CPM yet.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it's more of let's see if we can make this work than.
Well, yeah, I guess what I'm wondering is what is the first data product that it delivers and hosts?
Yeah.
Probably a CPM disk image?
Probably CPM, yeah.
Yeah, if you have one for CPM 2.2 compatibility, that's going to be probably where the most software and stuff is going to get traded around.
So we'll see. Like, we got to get it working first, and then we can figure out what to do with it.
Yeah, that's my
like
issue.
most inventions. Like
Well,
most
I was
inventions.
just wondering, what is your first working? In other words, what do you build first?
Yeah.
And I guess it would be basically a CPM.
Probably, yeah. That would be my guess.
Yeah.
Uses FujiNet as its mass storage.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
and then,
part of it is I just want to see how it works, what it does. Because, I kept on asking, can you get individual files or are they only disk images? And I never got a clear answer on that.
Right.
So, to me, it's worth building a little thing to see if it, see how it works.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Do you have an Apple computer or an Atari?
No.
Oh.
No. I didn't do any of those around here.
Yeah.
They do have them for other machines. They have, again, the Japanese, the MSX computers. They've got that.
They got it for PCs as well.
They got it for a PC.
Well, the H89?
They've got it for the H89, although it's an old design, and I'm not sure how well it's supported.
Yeah.
Reading between the lines, there's a lot of stuff on the website that you really have to kind of question whether or not. They've got an H89 interface, but it uses a 8255 instead of the new hardware. Now, it could be the guy that did the H89 one isn't caught up yet because this new hardware, this new module is brand new.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's even a serial version with the literally RS-232 out the end, but I think the only drivers for it are IBM PC.
Yeah, here's the serial one.
Yeah. Yeah, it uses USB for power, and then
Yeah.
Yeah, if I had a PC, I'd probably buy one of those.
That has Wi-Fi in it.
Yep.
And what baud rate does it run at? Going to do fast enough where it just feels real?
Who knows? I don't
We haven't got that far yet.
I mean, like the Atari, its disk drive is just a serial port
Right.
in the day.
Yeah.
And it played music as it beeped through the sectors.
Yeah.
I remember that. I had that.
The Commodores did that as well, didn't they? On their disk drives, they were serial, I think. The Commodore 64s, I think they disk drives were serial as well.
Yeah, you daisy chain them together, as I recall.
Right. Oh yeah.
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 Like I said, I've just been looking for a long time some way of having local mass storage for all my various CPM machines.
Right.
So, I get
NFS or CPM.
Well,
sorry.
I could do it with time, the speed of the old CPM stuff. But I get tired of, making WordStar disks for my IMSAI and then for my Altair and then for my RC 2014, and then for this, and then for that, and then for the other. So it'd be nice to have one like mass storage somewhere that I could suck things out of.
Well, I mean, theoretically, Patrick's board and the serial disk server could do that, or a PC serial disk server, and you write a BIOS that has the serial disk server in it for every machine.
Right.
But the serial disk server has a limited amount of storage.
Right. I mean, well, no, I mean, you put 8 megabytes on each one. I mean, Patrick's does? I have no idea.
Well, Patrick uses a little SD card, micro SD card, so
yeah,
it'll hold a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, it's just a flat. I'm not saying it's an ideal solution. So that's basically what you're wanting FujiNet to do is.
Yeah.
So, but no matter what, you'd have to make a CPM for each of your machines you mentioned that has a BIOS that is FujiNet aware.
Yeah. I'm looking at the quick start guide for that little RS-232 adapter. And it says, you might want to work at 9600 baud.
Oh, there you go.
Depends on the PC you've got. But they say with the PC Junior, you must set it at 9600. Which is, it's, anyway. Oh, well.
That's still better than playing with PC get and PC put.
Oh, well.
Well, I'm worn out from having fun with grandkids and family, and it's back to work already.
Wow.
For every vacation.
I've been off for a couple of weeks, so I'm
getting ready here to go. Yeah, you got a week off. Did you have a good time, Joe?
Yeah. We went out of country, went to Italy. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, I'd never done that before. It was I've been almost off longest vacation I've ever taken, I think like 10, 12 days. So yeah, I'm still catching up with the time zone there too.
Yeah. Well, your yawning's getting me going.
Yeah, I can't help it. Sorry about that. It's not the conversation. It's the I'm still kind of getting. There was 6 hours difference. I almost thought of waking up one night at 1 a.m. to hop on the call, but I had to get up early the next morning to to go to the next town. So
yeah, you've got a good reason.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Okay.
Take care. Later on.
See you all next week, man. Okay.
Yeah, later on, guys.
Bye. By the way, Walt, I put up the link for the Telnet BBS guide.
Yeah,
I saw that. Yeah, actually, I have that in my browser.
Okay.
I haven't gotten to that.
Oh, it's insane. There are thousands of BBSs. Thousands and thousands of them, all accessible via Telnet. So
one of the BBSs I found, I went to, and it had on the welcome page, it takes you to a list of a whole bunch of it's about 20 or 30 of their favorite BBSs and that. But I haven't even explored those BBSs yet.
Trying to see if there's an option separating them for ones that are dial-up still. Anybody who still has a few dial-ups.
This site is primarily focused on Telnet, not dial-up.
Telnet only. Okay.
And it is searchable. Yeah, sort of searchable. It's
seeing the filters.
You kind of have to know what you're looking for. Searchable.
Yeah, I've been using ChatGTP. I asked ChatGTP to find me Altair 8800 related BBSs.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
No, it found 2 that were specifically for Altair 8800, and it said a couple other ones had people talking about Altair 8800, but
maybe you have to take brainless.org and make a BBS out of it.
There you go.
You got enough information and images and all that stuff you've collected for the Altair.
Convert it all to text.
Yeah,
remember, BBSs are text related. There's no pictures. No pictures.
ANSI graphics. Come on.
Yeah, ASCII graphics.
ASCII, not ANSI, sorry, ASCII.
If you want ASCII graphics, go to the teletype pages.
I've done that.
Of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can. That just go into a search engine and look for teletype ASCII graphics, ASCII animation, and ASCII pictures.
I got
thousands of them.
On my wall over here from when I was in high school. We went down to what was it, Great Adventure? Maybe it might have been Great Adventure, and I had a picture taken, and that was the ASCII characters punching out your face, and it's of course back then I had a lot of hair. I had a mustache at that point too in high school. I don't know how to. But yeah, I still have that on my wall over here. It's kind of cool. I don't want to take it. I'd have to reach through the 3D printer to grab it. But maybe next time I'll take it down. I'll show you guys. It's I keep it up to remind me that it's so cool that the way they used to be able to take an image and generate it into the ASCII, and that was all done while I was waiting, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, I was working on a program for the Dazzler where you could take an ASCII picture, feed it to that program, and it would convert it and put it up on the Dazzler as dots and stuff instead of letters.
Oh, cool.
It sort of works, but it needs more work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that high nibble board emulates a Dazzler as well.
Oh, does it? Interesting.
Yeah, take a look at it. It's quite.
I haven't been to their site in a while, so I'll go take a look.
Yeah.
Back in the 60s, I sketched a Snoopy cartoon picture in ASCII format on a Model 17 teletype. That was my dad's. My dad had a ham radio teletype system, and because he was in a club up there in Minneapolis, and so he had his own teletype setup. That what do you call it? A dipole antenna was like quarter-inch thick copper wire going from a pole he put in the boulevard in the front of the house to another pole way in the back of the yard, and stuff. First, it was the neighbors complained at first, but then when it didn't really interfere with anybody's TV and stuff, they stopped complaining. But as a little kid, we used to play with the teletype all the time, and so I drew a Snoopy picture. And when I was in a computer club in Minneapolis in the 80s, early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, I had, the printouts on 80 column teletype paper, and I gave them to a few guys in that. And then it showed up, somebody else showed up with a thing claiming that they did it.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah, but I got the original paper. I still have that original paper tape that I made back in the 60s on 5-level, teletype.
Yeah.
Yeah, the high nibble board there. I can see if you have an original Altair with just the 4 slots, that first little short card, I guess you could make a whole system there.
Well, except you couldn't make an Altair system. Because it
right.
emulates all the IMSAI boards, not the Altair boards. I keep meaning to reach out to him and say, how hard would it be?
Yeah, or expose what you're using to emulate the boards.
That board's literally been available for a few weeks.
Yeah,
I bet it's all in the firmware on the board.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it absolutely is. It's all in firmware on the board. But if you could emulate all of the IMSAI boards, you could emulate anything you want.
Yeah,
just a matter of changing the code. But I don't think he's opened up the code yet, and who knows whether he will or not. Hopefully he will. Because Patrick and I talked about that last week.
Anything else yet?
Yeah.
So that's one of the problems that arose back in the 70s. In the computer clubs I was in, people were always complaining about what they called vertical technology marketing. It says everybody closes up their stuff, and then when the company goes out of business, nobody has access to it anymore.
Right.
And that.
Or even the companies don't keep it themselves. They throw it away when the products become, no longer supported. They just throw the stuff away.
Well, that's the thing. And instead of publishing it to let the world have access.
Yeah. Oh, well. Tony, you've been awful quiet this week.
Yeah, just listening in to what you guys are working on these days.
You know, I have to make room for it because I have too much. I have a lot of computer stuff, I guess I'll call it now. So
Yeah, that's what the attic's for.
yeah, no, I don't want to put it where I'll never touch it. That's if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that was my problem with the North Star system that I had. Originally, my IMSAI came with a bunch of North Star gear, and I switched over to eventually to an SD Systems SBC 300, and
Yep.
The Winchester floppy board and things like that. And I packed this stuff away. I put all the diskettes and everything. I got all that stuff together, and it's indoors. It's in an air-conditioned room, so too worried about that. But all the rest of the stuff got packed in something and got put in the attic. And I'd kind of forgotten how I labeled it, but I knew it was in somewhere, and I'd looked in the electronics closet upstairs and out in the sheds and things like that. And one day I was up in the garage and looking behind some stuff, and I saw a white cardboard box that said North, and it had a star shape on it. Where it went.
That's cool. Cool you found it. Yeah, I hate when that happens.
It took me a few years to find it, but eventually I did. Now I've got all this equipment sitting over here. I just gotta hook it up and do something with it. It's nowhere near as exciting as the old SD systems, which you fire that thing up, you can go to the hard drive and load whatever you want.
Yeah, I think I had one of the the SBC 100 and 200. I had one of each or a couple of each. I don't remember which one I kept. I know Patrick. I don't know if Patrick kept any of them or not. He might have kept the 200. I was dealing, at one point I was kind of getting out of the single board type stuff at that point.
Yeah.
But that was fun. The North Star, is that all hard sector? That's been my tough part. Is I haven't been able to get any media for it. So I do have Mike's little converter that he did made for hard sector, soft sector, and I'm hoping that's going to work when I finally get to the North Star that I have.
Well, I haven't fired it up since I took it down. I've made sure the Z80 works, and memory cards have finally got the 70 defective 2101s thrown away.
That's great.
And I've got enough now that I can do a full 64K if I wanted to. Finally, I had to buy, I think it was 3 more boards off eBay in order to get enough chips to be able to actually get past 40K RAM. It was, and those things. I mean, a whole board is probably cheaper than buying one chip.
Probably, because somebody,
Yeah.
No, what I'm starting to see out there is a lot of the boards. I saw 2 or 3 of them. I think they're CompuPros, but they're cutting the edge connectors off, and then the guy's posting the boards up, and I'm looking at it saying, "Oh, that's a good price."
Those were not cut off. If you look closely at those pictures, he's had those up for a while.
Yeah.
If you look closely at those pictures, it looked like somebody broke them off.
Yes,
he had like 8 or 10 boards, and I'm looking at those going, there's at least 3 boards there that I want, but not with an edge connection.
Yes, and I actually wrote him saying, by the way, the picture shows the edge connector missing. Just some advice: post that the edge connector is not there, because somebody's going to buy it, and you're just going to end up with a nasty review. I said, just trying to save you a hassle. I'm not trying to belittle your product, or anything, but it is what it is, and he's honestly showing it in the picture, but if you're not looking that closely, you're looking, okay, it's fully populated. This is great, and there was a couple of boards there that
I hate to think. I mean, hopefully he's not the one breaking those edge connectors off.
I don't think so.
There are several people that are they take jigsaws and just
that's it. Kind of, but it was a rough snap on it.
They think they're going to get
gold off it.
They want that gold. They think they're going to get rich getting that gold, but it takes 100 cards just to get a tenth of an ounce.
Yeah, the amount of gold they're getting is nowhere near the amount of money they would get for that board if they sold it in working condition.
It's a shame. I mean, you're destroying something vintage that can't be replaced, and to get some gold that's going to be minimal value in the end.
He's had those boards up for at least 6 months, and I don't think any of them have sold.
Yeah.
Because nobody who's looking at that's going to say, "Oh, that's perfect for my collection."
I would buy it if I needed the chips. Like I had one of
Right.
the boards, I know it was good, and I needed the chips as that's what when Tony mentioned it. That was what I was thinking. Okay, there you might be able to find a board that you can. You guess you're hoping the chips are good. You know they didn't test them before they yanked off
Exactly.
that stuff.
Exactly.
So you might have a luck there and get some
If
cheaper
you got
price on
if you
chips.
got a link to one of his posts, put it in the chat, because then people can look at it and understand that they want to avoid that guy.
Yeah.
Oh no, the guy, you know, he marked some of them. I don't want to bash the guy. The guy actually responded.
But you don't want to buy. You don't want somebody going out and jumping on a board and it doesn't have an edge connector.
Yeah, but I mean,
and the one I pointed out, he corrected it. So he apologized. Oh, geez, I thought I had that one corrected. He apologized and corrected it immediately. So he's not, not like he could have just ignored me if he was really a scammer. Well, I really don't.
No. What I'm saying is, but somebody else that goes online and reads
but
watches the video and then reads the chat, they can at least know to not, to look for the edge connector before they buy a board.
Yeah. It actually says in his listing, I'm looking at one of his listings here. It says CompuPro RAM 23, blah, blah, blah. Parts only missing edge connector.
That was the one I think he updated for me.
Right. Okay,
in other words, I said, you really shouldn't have. He said, oh, geez, I'm sorry. I said, I know I had a few that were like that. And he apologized and immediately corrected it. So I'm not going to bash the guy. I'm going to give him credit for, because he could have ignored me and said, F
and
off.
Let's be honest. Anybody out there looking on eBay for CompuPro boards knows what they're looking for.
Yeah.
It's not some random person buying it. You're looking out there like me, constantly looking for new, because I'm slowly building out my collection of CompuPro boards.
Yeah.
And there's specific boards like I'm still looking for a disc 3, and he's got one with the edge connector damaged in it.
Cut off. Yeah, I know.
Solder another one on. Come on.
Yeah.
Solder it into a prototype board, and you're good to go.
There you go. That's gonna end well.
Yeah.
Actually, I think he sold the disc 3 that he had up here. But anyway,
somebody needed the chips from it.
It was terrible. It's been going on for a number of years, and I have a lot of Hewlett Packard test equipment.
Yeah,
a lot of repairs and things like that. And I've got a couple of devices that have some defective chips and things on them. But you look at the boards and they're just beautiful. You think you might want to put it up on put it up on the wall somewhere. These solid, they're like solid gold boards. They're just beautiful.
Yeah.
So I can't seem to find a way to get rid of them. Nobody necessarily wants them. I can't throw them away. It's just one of those things. But so many people have harvested, Hewlett Packard, older Hewlett Packard boards, like the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
Melted them down for gold.
Oh.
Because the boards, all the traces are gold. Everything on the board is gold.
Yeah.
So
what I'm looking for from Hewlett Packard is, I believe it's Hewlett Packard. I have a Kremenko Z2, and it's got the funky power cord. It's an oblong two-pin power cord. I've not been able to. I've not been able to find the proper. I actually did a 3D printer. What's that?
Is it a 2 or a 3? Because most of that here is 3.
I thought it was a 3, but I thought the center one had no connector in it, nothing in it. I thought it was 2 with a 3 with a center one, no connector. Was it a P163 or something? Is that what they're called?
Okay, bud. I gotta take care of you. Okay.
Yeah, because I've got a few of those cords because I've got a lot of old Hewlett Packard equipment. So
I
never throw anything that looks like that. And funny thing about it is, there are the connector with the 3 pins. There are 2 models. Hot and common are reversed on one from the other. I don't know if you knew that.
Okay. No, I did not.
So whenever you're hunting for cables, take a look at if you can find in the posting, like if it's on eBay or something.
Yeah.
You try to find out if they're wired one way or wired the other. Otherwise, you'll have to cut the male end off and put a new connector on there so you can swap the wires.
Yeah.
You don't want to go in and mod the inside of the product.
Oh, no, no, no,
Good,
no.
but then now nobody will ever know whether it's wired right or not. Next time somebody plugs one in, someone will get shocked.
So at this point, yeah, I found a 3D 3D thing that I was able to print and put some connectors in it and stuff. So I got to find the exact connector. I thought it was a P163, but I could be wrong with the let's see.
Okay, here's the connector. I don't know if I can get enough light for this here. Let me turn on my extra lights.
Oh, okay. That is pretty custom, isn't it?
Yeah, they used it. It wasn't just Hewlett Packard that used it, but they used a lot of them. And there's a few other manufacturers that use this style of connector. What I generally do with test equipment when I update it is I'll undo the connector on the back of the chassis. And a lot of times I can put a regular, standardized.
The modern one, yeah, the C14 or whatever it is, yeah.
Yeah, I'll put one of those on the back, wire it in like that, and then I put the connector in the box where I keep all that stuff in case I ever have to reverse it.
Yeah, both of my Altair cases have those in the back because I wasn't about to put hardwired connectors on them. Yeah. 10 minutes with the Dremel on the back panel, and I was like, bolt one of those up, and it's like, now I can unplug the power cable. I don't want to ever be dealing with hardwired power cables again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta go feed my dog because he's barking at me and there's nobody else here right now.
We're probably getting close to the end here anyways, guys.
So I will see you guys next week.
Next week I should be around. So
okay,
guys, everyone take care. We'll see you.
Hey, Tony.
Yes.
Did you have a chance to look at that EEPROM or the EEPROM?
Other than it seems like it was done right. The only other thing I wanted to try was maybe hook up a serial port to it and see if I had a configuration that matched what your configuration is, so that I could try to see if I could boot or at least get the monitor up. I don't have a disk drive controller, obviously, but if I could just get the monitor running, that would be fine.
Well, I get the monitor prompt, but if I put in the question mark, there's no help menus and nothing. And if I try to run a boot, it doesn't boot. I mean, it just sits there and keeps giving me the monitor prompt with a question mark. It says
Is there missing code? Is there supposed to be more code there? I'm just wondering if there's maybe more than one file. One file's got part of the monitor, and then that transfers to a slightly different location with the rest of the code in it.
Well, that I don't know. You'd have to ask Mike.
Well, there was some file that he had on the system, or there was a file that I saw. I think I have a copy of it, and it looks like, I don't remember whether it was Amon or Altmon or whichever one it was, but there was 4 or 5 other pieces. And I thought, well, maybe those are all assembled together to make the one file. But there was a bunch of separate files together. So one looked like the monitor, and one was the disk, one was the serial support or something.
Well, that's his original ROM for the board. But Amon 30 is supposed to be everything all into Amon 30.
Yeah, well, it's just, I think we need to get a call from Mike, because he should be able to just take the file that works on his board and post it, and then we can pull it down and try it.
Well,
that's the thing that he's missing.
When I first saw the video, I immediately emailed him and I says, "Hey, can you post the content of that EEPROM online? For that FlexRAM doing." He did one for the subsystem B, and I says, "Post that EEPROM online and put a picture of he had an SSM IO4 that he configured, He put
Yes.
the picture of the board out, but he didn't put the ROM up and that. So I don't
Yeah.
people look at that video and they have no clue how to build the subsystem B the way you did because they don't have that ROM image and they don't know what all to put in it and that. And
That's where I think we're at here is I don't think we have all the code that's required. I think we may have we may need some other support files that go with it. And I think one of the ROMs, you're supposed to add some configuration file just before the F800, I think, or something like that. There, you have to put in 25 bytes of code before that, which is the configuration that it reads. And I have no idea where that is. I've seen a couple of small configuration files, but I don't know what they're set to. So unless Mike, coughs up the information, I'm not really sure what to do next. But if he's got a set that works, all he would really have to do, I guess, is just dump the 32K as it exists as a hex or a binary file even, and just post it. And then it's easy enough just to copy it into an EEPROM and plug it in the board, and it should work the same.
Yeah, well, it's a 256 EEPROM.
Yeah, well, it's 32K of space, 32K by 8
for Amon, yeah. But
so,
but that chip, the EEPROM on his Flex RAM board, that had Cutter, had ALS8, and Altmon, and some utility programs in it. So if he dumped that as a 1 hex file, then all I have to do is replace the Altmon and utility stuff with Amon.
well, the thing I find I think would be more important if he dumps the file, then you can plug it into a board and you can try to see if it does all the stuff that it did in the video. Then all the programs are working.
Right.
You can confirm that everything is working. Then once it's working, you can pull something out and plug it in something else in its place. But at this point, I don't see anything that seems to be working based on that video that he has. So I'm at a loss until he decides to do it. I don't understand what's so difficult about just take the EEPROM that was on that board, just pull it out, stick it in the programmer, or even dump it. He says he can dump it out using a utility. So if you just dump it out, that would be fine.
Yeah, well, that's it. It's maybe you can email them and ask them for a dump of the subsystem B EEPROM he used on the FlexRAM board because he's got to have that on his computer. I mean, I can't believe he put it in a reprom and then reprogrammed it and never kept the original.
Yeah, I don't ever write anything or program anything unless I make a copy. Always, you might need it later, or it may be the only copy you have.
Yeah.
So only one copy in an EEPROM is not a wise thing. Every EEPROM should have at least a file backup somewhere.